welcome to the third segment of Comicave's Panel of the Geeks, and we're still talking about Batman, and now we're talking his future. What do you think is the outlook for Batman? Do you think, he's still going to last for another 82 years?
Yes. I do believe that Batman will last for another 80. Like I said, these characters are so multifaceted. So even when you go to the New 52, right? Again, I love the New 52, and shout out to all the fans who hated on it, right? You know what I'm saying? And then came back like, but I like Dark Knight's better, William. And I was like, well, a lot of what Scott Snyder is doing is very New 52, but you hated it when it was out. Okay, look, I'm not fighting William right now.
Behave.
Yes, but even think about it, because like he talked about Batman Beyond.
Right.
It's an amazing story. And in New 52, that whole dynamic of Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
So
that's a different universe we're talking about.
So that was an amazing dynamic of Richard Grayson being Batman and having Damian Wayne as Robin. And so it was so, to see a Batman that's relaxed and loose and a Robin that was kind of dark and heavy and uptight. And a lot of people like that. A lot of people like that Batman story. So there are so many stories that haven't been untold, because even within DC itself, when you look at the films, you could have a cinematic universe based off of Batman alone, right? So when you look at the Bat family, and so the whole idea of the fact that Bruce Wayne stories, there's so many untold stories from Bruce Wayne, right? Because the thing about it is that at some point these characters will become so well known that you will no longer have to tell their origin stories.
Actually, that's the way it's happening right now.
Like, there's no more stories about how his parents were killed or something.
Yeah. You don't really have to know about it. You already know that at the back of your head when you see the character. And I think he will last for another
82 years. Right.
Just because of the core and the value of the character.
As long as they don't digress out of
it. Yeah. Like he's inspiring.
Yes.
Like for me, the way he connected to me is just because he's an underdog. Well, not exactly, but then again, he wanted something to happen. He wanted to do something about what happened to him, and he wanted to get out of a very difficult situation.
Right.
So he started working on it. That story alone is very inspiring, and I think it will go on. It will go on for another 82 years.
Right.
It might go on for even longer than that.
It might even go for 100 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
If it lasted for 8 years, it might go even more than 8 years.
That's it, because that's what I'm saying. There's so much that has been untold. So like you still yet to have a new Batman and Robin film, right? So if you get what I'm saying, like, so again, hypothetically, if William was DC, right, you're rebooting Batman fresh off of Nolan, right? What's the difference? You should have gone immediately into Batman and Robin, right? And then had a more Dick Grayson type story that had Batman in it. So for the DCEU, it may have helped. It may have helped them if they would have did it with the dynamic duo, because that changes.
Right.
That changes a lot of dynamics. So there's a lot of dynamics from Batman in his life as Bruce Wayne and in the bigger story that have yet to be told.
Well, you mentioned something in the previous segment about the Batman, where it could be possible that we might be seeing the first detective Batman.
Yes.
In this movie.
Correct.
With Matt Reeves. So, do you think it may have some very good potential as a platform for the reboot? Being a detective.
Yes, because think about it, right? A Batman film where you don't know what's going to happen next, where you're with Batman trying to put together, you're trying to put together what's going to happen next, right? So that whole intrigue of not knowing what's going to happen next, how is he going to figure this out? That's amazing how he finds these answers, right? So I think for the audience, that's going to be fun. So think like, when you think at like Sherlock Holmes, right? And Batman is meticulously thinking like that. So the same thing like Sherlock Holmes, his clavicle, then his throat, right? Remember Sherlock Holmes, right? 2.5 meters to his armpit, and again, and so having that type of Batman story where you see how meticulous his thinking is, that's another dynamic of the character that
Which
we
hasn't been explored
that has
before.
not been explored, yeah.
Because he always becomes a superpower anyways.
Yeah.
But putting him on his core element actually
Correct.
sets him apart with the rest of the
Correct.
group.
And this is what makes him valuable to Jim Gordon, is his detective work, more so than,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, more so than
The
the brute.
GCPD.
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine this is going to be silly, but I imagine when you were saying about there are so many more stories about Bruce Wayne and Batman
Yeah.
that has not been told. I was thinking about the Bruce Wayne corporate drama series.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
The Office.
what was that called? It was,
They did make a show like this.
yeah.
Gotham?
No, it wasn't called Gotham. It was a show. They did made it. It was a corporate. He was Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, they did make a show about it.
What is it?
It was a comedy.
I forgot the name, but it was like that. It was like a basically corporate type story, so it was more on like
Yeah.
slapstick comedy type.
I forgot the name of
Batman
it.
Incorporated.
Yeah.
Trying to look that up. I think
Yeah.
you reminded me about that.
All right then. I mean, we've been talking about the media. So, if you are having an influence, assuming you have an influence of making the next film, for example, or the next storyline for Batman, who among the Bat family would you want to explore next?
That's easy. Come on, man. Look, we are tired, Warner Brothers. Where is my Nightwing film? Come on, man. Look, this is something that is long overdue, man. The character of Dick Grayson is uber popular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? I mean, he's super popular, and people have been waiting for this character for so many years, and that was also one of the hopes of getting this character out of the DCEU. And I think it's time, and I believe that people are ready. So Batgirl is getting the film, right? And I mean, so I think it's time that we get to see the Boy Wonder become Nightwing. Yeah.
That's a good story if you're going to transition from Robin to
Yeah. So think about it, right? So like again, hypothetically speaking, we all know that Zack Snyder is my Lord and Savior and Master, right? But hypothetically speaking, if William made BVS, the intro to BVS wouldn't have been the death of the Waynes. The intro to BVS, you would have saw the death of the Flying Graysons. You would have saw snippets of their career as Batman and Robin.
Right.
And then you would have saw, because you know I said things fall apart. Then you would have saw where him and Bruce started to have differences as Dick became older, right? How Diamond Absolutes, how things fall apart. And then you would have saw Dick getting killed by the Joker. And then that's how I would have set up. So because you know how Zack Snyder has these opening sequences.
Right.
So that's what I would have done in the opening sequence.
So we're agreeing to Nightwing. How about
Nightwing.
you?
Yeah.
Other than Nightwing, though.
Other than Nightwing?
The next one, if ever.
Oh.
That you haven't, like, say, had a decent exposure in media, or like their own story, their own book, their own film, or something like that. TV series.
There's an Alfred Pennyworth.
There's a Pennyworth
Oh,
series.
there is?
Yeah, there is, yes.
Oh, that might be.
Oh, this one's interesting. Oracle series.
I've seen in Titans recently that they explored the Oracle,
Yes.
where Barbara actually shut down. Which one was that? Brother Eye?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen
I
this.
forgot which one. But in the latest
Titans, season
Titans,
3.
season 3, they showed the Oracle there.
Wow.
But that's a good segue if you're
Yes.
going to talk about that one, especially because that would tie up with Grayson.
Yes.
Oracle would be an interesting series.
Yeah. But that's man. But I'm telling you, man, that's what I want. Give me that Bat family, man. That, and then obviously for a lot of people, the Red Hood would be interesting.
Oh, that one too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's a good take.
so a lot of people would like to, a lot of people will really, really enjoy. I mean, again, cool character design, again, kind of strayed away from the beaten path of,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
In fairness, right now, Titan Season 3 is actually venturing into that as well.
Yeah, it is,
So
yeah.
they introduced Oracle, they introduced Red
Hood.
Hood.
Okay.
It's something that you guys can watch as well. I mean, our audiences. And yeah, I think, Batman on its own is in safe hands as of the moment. Meaning to say he's still going to last a little bit more longer.
Yeah.
You know what? I think even if they stop writing stories about Batman,
He's still good.
he'll be
Yeah.
It's not even that. Let me put you on again. Let's turn back the hands of time magically. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mentioned Hands of Time. Let's give a trivia to them.
Yeah, trivia.
We're talking about access to the Batcave
Yes.
in Wayne Manor, right?
Yes.
You were mentioning something
Oh
about.
yeah. So should I give out the question and the answer for this one, or just tell them?
Yeah, well, it's your call.
All right. So here's a quick trivia actually. So normally when Batman tries to access the Batcave, as per the comic lore and some of the movies, so he accesses it through the Grandfather clock, and he sets the timer from 10:47 p.m. The reason why is because this is the exact same time that Thomas and Martha Wayne passed away.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why he added this as his code.
So that's why, I think I've seen it in one episode or something, I can't remember which one, where he actually had to move the minute hand to the 47.
Yeah.
47.
Then the grandfather clock slides and he opens.
Yeah.
Goes inside.
There was
So that's interesting trivia actually.
There was also another one actually I just read recently. It's how he accesses the sewer entrance. Like sometimes he passes through the sewers to get through the Batcave, right? So apparently the passcode in the door is Fairbanks. And when I tried to check out the references for this one, the reason why it was Fairbanks as the choice of this password was the Fairbanks was the name of the actor played it in the Master of Zor movie.
Yeah. Douglas
This was
Fairbanks.
his- Yeah, Douglas Fairbanks.
Yeah, Douglas
This was
Fairbanks.
his.
Although that's not the password that I heard from the Lego movie.
what was the password in that movie?
I don't want to say.
I think-
Well, anyways, I think we're going to go for our third giveaway. So we have this Hush Batman mini statue designed by Jim Lee. So again, the timestamp when we click this, DM us on Instagram, and whoever does it first gets to win the prize, no questions asked.
And again, where do you get such wonderful toys?
Courtesy of Comicave. But again, I would like to thank all of my friends coming over for our panel of the geeks. Rest assured that we will be having much more segments like this in the near future. But then again, on Saturday, we will be celebrating Batman Day.
Yes.
So this is an annual phenomenon that started in 2014 in celebration of Batman's 75th anniversary. They did it in July as part of an introduction through San Diego Comic-Con. But then again, the normal celebration of it is every third Saturday of September.
Yes.
Then again, from all of us, we would like to greet everyone, Happy Batman Day.